Hello, now we'll see how we use Visual Studio Code for our web development. So the first thing is to download the Visual Studio Code from the official website. So we search in Google Visual Studio Code. Then we see the official site as the first search result, Visual Studio Code. Then we click that. So once it is opened, we will see the download for Windows. So based on your system version, you can find the Visual Studio Code. Here we see the editor's snapshot. So Visual Studio Code have different integrations. For example, Git command integration. Git is version control system, so it has a version control system integration with Visual Studio Code. Also, it can support different types of language such as Python, C++, browsers, Vue, and other types of language also supported in Visual Studio Code. JavaScript, Python, Java, Markdown, TypeScript, C++, and a lot of other languages can integrate with Visual Studio Code. So here we have the download options. We have a Windows, Linux, and the Mac options. So our option is Windows. So we click here and we download the installer. And once we download and install it in default mode, we get a Visual Studio Code. So once we download and install it, we come to our system, then we search Visual Studio Code. Then we open Visual Studio Code. So it opens the earlier open documents. Now we open a new document file in your system, and it's a new system, new window. So we close the existing one and close the existing one. Sorry. So for the first time when you open, you will see a page similar like this. So here at the left side, we see a little hamburger. So we click there and we click here, and there is no open folder. So if you have a folder, we can open a folder. For example, earlier in the Notepad class, we create a folder. So we navigate to that folder, open folder. Then we go to programming basics. Then I open that folder. So as you see, the folder name is basics, and we have one file that is basics.html. So we create another file. Here we can create a new file, a new folder. We can create that, or we can refresh the Explorer if you add a new page. So here, as you see, the welcome page. There is a welcome page, creating a new file, a new folder, clone Git repositories. If you want to clone to your systems, we can close that. So we close this welcome screen, then simply add a new file in the basics folder. So we call it the file name chapter 1 basics 1.html. So our file is HTML. We put HTML. So here we put the similar code like earlier. We open the lesson sign, then we call it doc type HTML, then HTML opening and closing. As we see, the Visual Studio Code is intelligent, it can close by itself, so that's nice. In order to use your time, we use this Visual Studio Code. So head, when I close, it closes inside it, then meta, then char set, the character set is equal to UTF and we close the meta tag, the meta name equal to viewport thing content equal to width equal to device width, comma, then initial scale equal to 1.0. So this tag is to make our web page compatible to different devices. Title, we put it editor VS Code. Then once we finish the head tag, we can continue to the body tag. Visual Studio help us by closing the tag, the body tag. Then here we put the paragraph elements and hello world from VS Code Studio. So once we write that, we can open and check the file. Here is our file. It is chapter 1 basics. So we get the right code. So as we see, the title is editor VS Code. So we write in using VS Code, and it is easy and very efficient way to use our time. Thank you.